for the millions across the globe watching on OSPtv. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
OSPtv, we are back in action. Everybody, good to see you all, and thank you for joining us again for episode 8 with a very great and special guest here today. We'll get to him first. We got to introduce the co-chair, the co-pilot, the one and only, the OG!
Welcome back, sir.
Well, welcome back to you too, sir.
Felt like you were gone for 5 minutes.
I almost was. Back in Detroit, back in the OSP headquarters here in Dearborn, Michigan, OSPtv studios. With us, special guest. Now, this is a local celebrity, very little known about him, but there's so much known about him. And all you got to do is just Google him and find out who he is. Professional basketball player, Nick Neal from Detroit. Nick, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great. So how this came about was Nick actually came in, mutual friend in Hassan from Rock, from Reaching Our Children, said I got a guy that has been doing some professional sports, professional basketball, and was looking for a little bit of help. So OSP Sports and Entertainment. We sat down, had a little conversation. I said, man, you got to get on OSPtv. Mm-hmm. Nick, tell us a little bit about your story, man.
Okay, like how you said, my name is Nick Neal, born and raised in Detroit. I've been playing professionally in Europe for 8 years. Just finished my 8th season, going on my 9th, and my journey been a little unique. Been through some ups and downs, but here we are. I'm happy to be on this episode so I can get my journey out and tell people my story because I may inspire others. So just basically a basketball journey that's been going up and down. Been my
so let's talk about that, mm-hmm. because I've never heard of first of all, I mean, I'm ignorant when it comes to anything outside of boxing.
When he says he's a sports fan, that means nothing with a ball.
Okay.
It means
I'm finding that. I'm learning that out.
Knees,
right. So anything outside of combat sports, I'm really not that versed on.
Okay.
But I didn't know they had a professional league outside of the NBA. I thought that was the only professional league. So the NBA is domestic for the United States, National Basketball Association.
Correct.
So in Europe, do they have an NBA in Europe?
I think the NBA in Europe, you probably would consider a place like Spain or France or something like Turkey. It's not as competitive as the NBA, but it's up there, So they say, under the NBA, the second best league in the world is Spain. Not even the G League. It's Spain. That's
okay. I'm not familiar with the G League either. Have you ever heard of these?
The G League is it's like the amateurs for the NBA. So baseball has AAA.
Gotcha, like a farm team, like those farm teams.
Yeah, the G League is the farm team for
for the NBA mm-hmm. internationally.
No, here in the States.
In the States,
yes.
Okay, but you're not affiliated with the G League in the U.S.
No.
Okay, so let's talk about the league that you play for in overseas.
Uh-huh.
So every country has its own league?
Yes, every country has its own league.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. So you play in which country?
I played in 4 different countries, actually.
Okay.
I played 4 years in Italy, 2 years in the Republic of Georgia, which is the neighbor next to Russia.
Yep.
I played one.
That's where Bush got that shoe thrown at him.
1 year in Croatia and just finished up this year in Poland.
So, oh, wow.
Yeah. So
wow. So you live abroad?
I live abroad. In the summertime, I come here, back home.
Gotcha. And so the basketball season runs from when to when?
Normally from October to May. Yeah.
When does the NBA run?
About the same.
About the same.
Oh, about the same.
A little bit longer in the summer.
Yeah, with the playoffs and the NBA.
And you guys
finals.
have playoffs, finals, all of that?
Yeah, all that.
Is there a notorious league like the NBA in Europe?
Yes.
Which one is that?
It would have to be definitely Spain.
Yeah.
Spain.
Definitely Spain.
Do you follow any of that?
Basketball is huge in Europe.
Yeah, it is.
It's gotten really big.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do you have any people that would be well known, U.S. athletes, American athletes, notorious athletes that play over there,
or that maybe started there that ended up in the NBA?
Okay, Luka Doncic. He's from Europe, but now he's in.
Yeah,
the NBA.
yeah.
But not too. Patrick Beverly. He played in the point guard for the LA Clippers.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, he's not.
Luka Doncic's like the
LA has a team besides the Lakers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like I'm right there. That's my level.
How was it? What was your favorite country you played in?
My favorite country had to be Italy. It had to be like that in Croatia.
Because of the pizza.
Yeah, the pizza, the pasta, the people, the land, the water, everything. Everything about it like was amazing. I even learned the language. So
okay, let's go back. Let's go back before we start going to that. You graduated from high school here in Detroit.
Yes, Detroit Southeastern.
Detroit Southeastern.
Yes.
All right, and then you went to college here.
I went to college in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Okay, so you stayed in Michigan.
Yeah, I stayed in Michigan for a minute.
Okay.
Finished there, and then I went to a college in Indiana called Purdue Northwest.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay, so from Purdue, you went to Europe.
No, amazing story. From Purdue, I went to a semi-pro team in Atlanta.
Okay.
Which was a total disaster.
And was that the G League or you guys?
No.
Okay.
It was something different. Even
Gotcha.
the G League is professional. Where I went was semi-pro. Was like we were supposed to get paid, but they didn't pay us jack. Like they didn't give me nothing. Like they didn't give me a house, apartment, a car, or nothing. The standard things overseas they give us.
Right.
I didn't have that when I went to the semi-pro team in Atlanta.
So is that how it is over there for basketball? Because I played college football, and we ended up playing a semi-pro or pro team in Germany. And we got to meet some of the players, and they were like, yeah, they cover our room, board, food, car, cell phone.
That's standard. That's
right.
Before you even get on a flight to Europe, that should be in your contract. Like you had to have a house, you had to have an apartment, you had to have a car, you have to have Wi-Fi, which is very important. You had to have meals paid for. Like all that stuff is a necessity. Like you need that. If not, we shouldn't get on a plane. Like what are you going over there for?
All right. Let me see it because I got to understand this. So you went and played for this poverty league, right?
I wouldn't call it poverty, but I definitely had to work my way up.
Right, but they didn't pay you.
Oh, you talking about Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yes, they didn't pay me nothing.
Yeah. No,
I was just doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah, the charity league.
Yeah.
Okay, so you played for the charity
Free
league.
internship basketball.
Yeah, internship. Yeah, you did your internship there. How did you land from there to Europe?
What happened was like every day when I was in Atlanta playing for the semi-pro team, I was kind of like depressed because I thought after I left college it would be like easy to go pro,
right?
But it wasn't because I came from a small time school. So every day I was basically writing agents and teams. No exaggeration, I was writing 100 agents and 100 teams a day, daily.
Wow.
Spending all my time doing that. So finally somebody bite on me, and they gave me opportunities like, hey, I have a team in Italy that's looking for, a point guard. Would you be interested? He's like, I've been following your career, or I've been following you, and I seen like somebody should give you a shot. So he gave me a shot, and from there it just took off.
That's cool.
And that was the only offer that you got at that time.
That was the only offer.
So you jumped on it.
I jumped on it immediately.
Well, good for you. I mean, you had to do something, right?
Yeah, I had to. Even though the money wasn't good, it was still opportunity for me to get my foot in the door.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so now you're in your early 30s.
Yeah.
So in basketball, what's the maturity date? I mean, where do you peak in 30?
I'll say about 36, 35. Depends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it depends on your body. Like right now, I consider myself in my prime.
Right.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Yeah. All right. So what's the next step here? So you're here. Do you guys have contracts over there?
Yeah, it's yearly.
It's yearly. So have you negotiated for next year yet?
I've been in contact with some teams, but right now I'm a free agent, so I'm still waiting on what the decision's going to be.
Is there a demand for American basketball players?
Absolutely, yes.
There is.
Yeah.
Do they pay them better?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not like the NBA. It's not like a cakewalk. We practicing 2 times a day every day.
I know how dedicated you are.
For 8 or 9 months. That is hard. That
Wow.
is extremely hard.
So tell me, what's the difference between those leagues and the NBA, play-wise? Is there really a big difference stylistically in the game?
Yes.
How?
Here, I guess you can. It's not as much pressure, I think, when you play in the NBA because your contract.
Not as much?
Not as much pressure. Because teams overseas, and a lot of people know this, they can cut you and they wouldn't pay you.
Wow.
Yeah, you can go get a lawyer and try to get your money, but it's going to take you more money to pay the lawyer to get the team. And teams even change their name under another team when you try to take them to court.
But it's like the sales industry.
Like it's it's ridiculous.
What? He had me when
It's cutthroat.
100 teams a day. I mean, that's just a great story. I think most people, they hear rejection 5 times. They're like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm done.
Still got the notebooks from when I had all them agents and all them teams. But
Good for you.
that's another
Good for
story
you.
for another day.
All right. So you went and you played there, and then it just went from year to year to year to year.
Yep.
And now you are in what year? 6, 7?
I'm in the 9th year.
Wow.
9th year.
You finished 8 seasons there?
Yeah. 4 years with the same team in the same city in Italy.
And did they do well?
Yeah, we did well. We won the championship twice.
Wow.
That's the reason why I stayed with the team. But now I'm looking back at it, I should have left earlier. But I was young in the business.
Yep.
The guy that helped me get to Italy, at the end, he didn't have my best interest because he just wanted me to stay there.
Right.
You understand?
Why?
Because as long as he was getting his agent fee, he was happy.
So does the league pay him or do you pay him?
No, the team pays him.
Oh, so it's different.
Yeah, so he was just getting his agent fee. He was happy. He wasn't really concerned about me personally. He was just concerned he's getting his agent fee. And I'm thinking at the time, okay, I got a shot. So, like, I'm just happy to be there. You know, when you just get somewhere you never been, I was just happy to be there.
Makes sense. So he's hired by the team, not really by you?
He's hired by me because I signed a contract with him.
That's a huge conflict of interest, man.
Yes, it is. However,
This
the
is
teams
the-
pay him. The team pay him.
That's a huge conflict of interest.
Really?
The team that's like the promoter paying the manager of the fighter.
Ridiculous,
That's
right?
terrible.
It's ridiculous.
That's terrible. Hang on, let me hit a pause quick. Were you in Italy during the COVID outbreak?
No.
Oh.
I was in Croatia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in Croatia.
They got it. They got slammed.
Yeah,
Italy
they did.
was-
Yeah, they did.
That was terrible. That was the epicenter.
epicenter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. That was terrible.
What was it like in Croatia during COVID?
I caught it on the back end, but it was crazy. You couldn't. They had a curfew. You couldn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
You had to stay locked down. Only place we went was to practice, is to eat. And
Does
they-
everybody wear a mask, or is it like
Yeah, at that time, they was,
political? One side does it,
no. At that time, you had to wear a mask, or they was giving out fines.
but people will just wear them there.
Yeah, it was,
There's
they
no
was
really
giving fines.
political divide other than this country.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So going back to the basketball. So all right. So you played 8 years there. This is your 9th year. You're negotiating. You're looking. Have you been back in contact with any U.S. agents? Anybody here in the league?
nope, not yet.
And is that something you want to do?
Of course, it's always been my dream.
Man, we got it. We got to get hooked the kid up.
Yeah, I think I know I deserve to be there. I can play on that level. I think it's just about meeting the right people.
How good are you?
I'm good enough. I'm even better good enough because when you put heart and talent together and hard work and consistency and dedication, it's no limit to where you can go. It just got to get in front of the right people.
Yeah. And your career, how long do you think you have in this game?
Me personally, I want to play for 5 or 6 more years. Would that happen? I don't know. We will see. Depends on where my career take me. If I meet the right people and go the NBA route or the G League route or go the United States route, who knows? But
Does the G League pay
the G League pays.
better than Europe?
Not better than like a Spain or France or maybe
Okay.
a Turkey.
Does anybody pay like the NBA?
No, I
No,
don't think so.
millions. We talking about millions.
Of course. There's league minimums.
Yeah, league minimums. No. Nothing like that. No, that's
Johnny,
that's top of the
Can
crop.
you look up a league minimum for the NBA?
That's top of the crop right there. That's it right there.
Yeah. So NBA is the holy grail. That's where all these guys
Yeah,
want to come to.
that's what all the guys want to come to.
I've heard a lot. China's pretty big now.
Yeah, China pays a lot. China pays millions. Also.
I've seen some players that like retired or the back
go
end
to
of their
China,
career,
yeah.
They went to China. Went like Stephon Marbury.
Stephon Marbury. A lot of NBA players did that
Right.
because they pay well there. And in China, the basketball is
China
easy.
pays well?
Yeah, they pay extremely well. And a lot of NBA players get deals there. Stephon Marbury got a shoe deal that all the kids buy there because they don't see shoes like that. You know?
Right.
So the next transition, then we got to get you stateside. We got to try to shop you around, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Any agents out there? Any NBA team? But you got any hook up with the Pistons?
I mean, my hairstylist.
Here we
friends
go.
with the DJ. My barber.
My
DJ not gonna be
hairstylist
used for
is
me?
friends with the DJ.
No, my barber's done the some of the Pistons hairs.
What's your barber?
Really?
Emma.
Oh, Emma, no, I don't know. Okay.
Johnny's barber too.
Johnny, what do we got for league minimums? 898,000 is the league minimum in the NBA. That's the minimum you
That's
get,
the
900 grand.
Yes.
Does anybody in Europe get 900 grand?
I know a few players that's getting like 2.3 million.
Oh, so that's
in
decent
Europe.
money.
Yeah, like a guy named Mike James. He played for the Brooklyn Nets. He was in Europe before. He was in where was
Oh,
he?
so they do take older NBA guys and play them over there.
Yeah. Yeah,
But those guys are paid well.
you guys are pretty well. But they normally the guys that has the NBA stamp on their resume first and then go over there.
Sure.
You know, like they
Sure.
already stamped on the NBA
That's like
side.
Zlatan, the soccer player, just going there to finish, going over and coming into LA Galaxy to finish up his career, and they've already made their big money somewhere else.
You know anyone in the NBA?
I know a couple of agents. I know a couple of high level players that I think I can try to knock on their door.
Let me put this in perspective. His basketball knowledge and IQ. So we had our national conference a couple weeks ago. He calls me 2 nights before the national conference. He's like, "Hey, some basketball players, management, and agent just reached out to me wanting to know if they could attend our OSP national conference." I was like, "All right." He's like, "So do you know of Steven Jackson?"
You don't know Steven Jackson?
I thought it was Michael's brother. No, the brother is a great brother. I did not know who he was. I can't talk my way. I don't follow basketball.
Okay, if you remember that brawl at the Palace when the Pistons fought Indiana, you remember that?
He punched a fan or something?
Yeah, he did. So he's famous
That's
for
the
that
second
also.
time I heard that. That's
Okay.
how I know.
Yeah, he's famous for that also.
They made a special about that.
Yeah, they did. It's on
recently.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Did the fan deserve to get punched?
Probably.
I think so.
Well, in the hell with it.
When do fans not deserve to get punched?
Stop. That's not fair. Look,
Thorns,
so fans get fans get rowdy. You can attest to this. Hometown fever, all of that.
Which now I have to ask because I'm going down a rabbit hole. I've seen how you are at the movie theaters. What type of fan are you? I know you were at the Pacquiao fight last Saturday.
A lot. I talk a lot.
You talk a lot of crap.
Talk like, come on, Manny. Come on. Why would you do that?
Oh, we're watching a scary movie at a movie theater, and he's yelling, "Stupid kid, you deserve to die!" And I'm looking at him like, you yelled at the kid. He's like, "What? That was dumb."
Dumb kids run towards the action.
It's always like that in the movies.
That's why Arab actors would never be in a movie, because we run away from them. If you run, we run. But then we'll ask why we're running later. But no. So going back to that, here's the thing: fans do get obnoxious.
They do.
Right? They get obnoxious.
They do.
But that's a part of the fever. That's a part of the whole. I mean, that's the element of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the fans like overseas?
They crazy. If you want to be completely honest with you.
More crazy than the U.S.?
Yeah, of course. They're more passionate. They're more passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't react because you're in their country and they can catch you outside with 20 or 30 of them and you by yourself, maybe with a couple American teammates. So you got to respond accordingly.
Oof, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
That would be not good.
Yeah, they throw stuff at you on the court.
What?
It's a different ball game over there. You have one bad game, they hate you. The next day you have a good game, you the best in the world.
Right.
But don't have a bad game, then you out of here. They just write you off like you the worst person in the world. It's crazy to me.
So what's the strengths of your game? I know there's, you got shooters, you got scorers, you got, rebounders, defenders, assist guys.
I'm a physical player. I like the contact. I like
the hoop a
yeah,
lot.
Yeah, I do. I like the pick and roll game. I would say not an old fashioned point guard, but I bring the old fashioned into the new fashion.
Like a Chris Paul.
Yeah, like Chris Paul.
Like
I bring that to the game, the toughness, the grittiness, and all that. So,
so you getting under people's skin.
yeah, and I'm a good defender too. I can shoot the 3-ball well, the mid range. I think I can do pretty much everything.
Is the rules pretty much the same over there?
No, it's different. It's different. Over here in America, you can't camp in the lane. You can't have a big man in the lane.
Right, 5-second rule.
Yeah, 5-second rule. In Europe, he can just stand there, just be here.
Really?
7'2", just right here in the lane. Just like, okay, you're not gonna move.
That's interesting. That would change the entire
It changes.
complexion of a game. I didn't know that. Is it still the straight up rule there?
Yeah.
All
But the thing
same.
is, they aggressive Americans over there, and they don't call fouls for us. They don't call fouls.
Hang
for us.
on.
I'm
Are
being
you
honest.
telling me that these are they all European referees?
Yes.
Are they racist?
Racist? I wouldn't say that, but they more fond of the players from
They're local.
from the local. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
So you're telling me that if you're an American playing up against a European fighter,
Player.
European player, they're gonna give them the favorable calls.
9 times out of 10, because I actually talked to referees and this was a foul, and his explanation was, you are bigger and stronger.
Wow.
And I looked at him like, I'm still a foul, you know, but they don't care about that over there. They think we got the advantage always. Unless it's like a clear cut, somebody punching you hard or just like clotheslining you.
Right.
Clotheslining you?
Yeah.
What is it, WWE?
Yeah, exactly. Like
No, it's physical like that.
It's real physical. It's real
That's
physical.
how basketball should be. That's how
What do you
it
mean
used
that's
to
how
be.
basketball should be?
Look at how basketball
You want to
used to be
clothesline
played.
people? That's not basketball.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but now NBA players are more floppers than soccer players.
I would agree.
I mean, they act more
I
than
would
soccer
agree.
players.
I agree.
Wait, those guys that fall and they're crying
Yeah,
about...
like, LeBron, you breathe on him and he'll fall and flail his arm.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like it used to be.
I agree.
You have a clotheslining a player?
Well,
Yeah, not
I
like
mean,
clothesline,
if you're
but
going to
hey.
foul someone intentionally, like,
It gets pretty physical though. It gets pretty physical.
Wow.
Yep.
that's how basketball was back in the day.
So we got to get you over.
That's
How's
the plan.
how's COVID over there?
COVID? I felt like when I was in Poland, everybody was out. Like everything was open. You know, when I first got there, everybody was partying like it's nothing happened.
Right.
But then after a couple months, it shut down because they
That's how it is now.
Yeah, they were just going freely. You know.
They were like Texas
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas.
It was just wild.
and Florida.
Yeah.
Did you get vaccinated?
Nope. Did you?
Of course.
I'm gonna take my chances to continue to stay healthy.
Did you catch COVID?
No. Surprisingly, no. Mm-hmm. And
Here's the thing.
I'm lucky too.
Here's the thing. You if you didn't catch it. See, I caught COVID.
Okay, so that's why you got the vaccination.
When the vaccine first came out, I was on the fence.
Okay.
And I was like, man, why? Good question.
Yep.
I didn't know what was in it. I didn't know the after effect. I didn't know if they were injecting me with Bill Gates' monitoring chip. No, really. Like, you hear all this stuff, and then you're like, oh, it's crazy. Then at night, you're like, what if Bill Gates is trying to control me? You know what I mean? So I didn't really know. You know what I mean? I'm being honest.
Yep.
But then my father caught COVID,
Oh, okay.
and 10 days later, we buried him.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. That was 4 months ago. So after that, I wasn't taking any chances.
Okay.
I said, we're getting vaccinated. Made sure everybody in the family got vaccinated, because the other side of it is you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
So the risk, regardless of what it is better than death.
Yeah.
And I said that's what we got to do. So I saw how ugly it can get, how nasty it can get. It was, it's probably the most intelligent manufactured virus we've ever seen. I do believe it's 100% manufactured.
Yeah. You think so?
100%. 100%.
It's interesting.
I don't have any factual evidence. I'm saying I believe it is. The way that it spreads, the way that it, mutates, the way that it, come on, man.
It's
the variants.
Where they're taking it with athletes. I mean, they're almost making it impossible to play a professional sport and not get the vaccination. I mean, they're like dividing
Yeah,
teams,
look, I'll tell you, all the big fights that are happening now, that's part of the contract. You got to get
it?
vaccinated.
Really?
Is
Of
it?
course they are.
Wow.
Look, how is a promoter going to put up millions and millions and millions of dollars, and then you're going to go out and one of your sparring partners is going to catch COVID?
Right.
Just like Tyson Fury had. One of his sparring partners caught COVID, went out one night against the rules, caught COVID, brought it back into camp, infected the whole camp. That's just the rumors, that are going on. But I'm just saying this is a hypothetical situation. What if that happens? Then the promoter is out. All of these millions of dollars of all the promotions, the ads, the setup, the labor, all of that. For what? No. You want to fight? Get the shot.
They're like putting them on blast. So like NFL, for example, if you don't have the vaccine, you can't go out. Like, you can't go to restaurants. You can't do that type stuff. You have to test every day. But if you do have the vaccine, you can go wherever you want. You don't have to wear a mask in the facility or on the sidelines. Like in the NFL, if you don't have it, you have to wear a mask on the sidelines.
Wow.
So they're literally publicly, you're going to be able to see who got the vaccine and who didn't. And if teams have a certain amount of positive tests, they have to forfeit games.
Wow.
And that's college, pro, everything.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
So you're back in Detroit for the summer,
Yep.
unless you get picked up by the NBA.
Yeah, that's the plan. Or we can go the G League route, and I can come up that way.
And when you're home, what do you do? I see you got a rock shirt on, Reaching Our Children.
Yep.
What do you do when you're home? What do you do with them?
It's Rock is an organization, a nonprofit organization that inspires the youth through sports, education, and leadership. So when I'm home, my business with Rock is I train kids.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so in basketball.
No kidding.
That's my department of it.
Oh, that's great. Where do you train them?
In Dearborn.
Okay.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Is
Well,
that
that's
where you met
great.
Haas?
Yep. That's how I met Haas.
I gotta ask, is he got game?
Haas, Haas okay. Haas don't want to do nothing with me, but Haas can play a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good guy,
but,
Haas.
but that's great, and I know that's his foundation that he's put together to help children, and OSP has been involved or take pride in being involved with the foundation. But I think it's great for individual athletes.
Yes.
And every one of my guys, every one of my athletes has that component, and they understand the importance of giving back. Not just from a fan perspective, but you have this platform where you're a hero. Kids look up to you, and the age do you really want to mold your future is that youth. Yeah. Where they remember, man, I remember when Nick came out and he worked with us and he gave us time. It was the highlight. And you don't know the effect you have on these kids. I remember that when I was a kid, having some of these pros come into the gym and just give me some pointers. I remember that to this day.
That makes a day.
I remember that to this day. I was 19, 20 years old, and we went to a Hall of Fame, the Boxing Hall of Fame. And Felix Trinidad was training there, and there was hundreds and hundreds of people around the ring, and he pointed to me and he goes, "Come here," and he put me in the ring with him, and man, like I remember that from today.
Right.
He doesn't remember it,
but
I remember it.
It's crazy how many times you hear those stories, and then those kids go on to compete, and or end up on their team later in life. Like, I saw today Tom Brady, Trey Lance was drafted by the 49ers this year. Trey Lance hasn't been alive as long as Tom Brady's been in the NFL.
Wow.
Think about that.
That's crazy. But yeah, like if you got somebody that's in that position, I think he's more validated. I wouldn't say he's better than somebody that's not in that position, but for example, I'm a basketball player, and a little kid their dream is to play basketball. If you have somebody that's already doing it, he's not speaking from somebody else, from facts he got from the internet. He's speaking from his own experiences.
Yeah.
So I think that's like more validated.
Good for you, Nick. Man, you're a local hero. You got to start doing more of this stuff. Really. Where can people follow you online?
Everybody can follow me on Instagram at Mr. B-Ball 313 MRB.
Johnny, put that in the description of the video.
313.
You've got to get his social media up. His social media game is lacking. All he does is train. He doesn't do anything with social media.
I got to get it up. That's why I'm here, to be on the team to help.
Yeah.
To get a great team.
But I know you're so dedicated to the sport. The other aspects of the game you really don't pay attention to, and it's just, kind of putting a team around you that can really help elevate out. Because your story is great.
Yep, thank you.
And you giving back to the kids and doing all this stuff here locally, your hometown, I think that's phenomenal. It's really commendable.
Thank you. I
well
appreciate
done.
it.
Well done.
Yep.
OG, you think you can handle him in some basketball?
I mean, I'm unbeatable with Pig on Pop Shot.
You are.
We got to
and
find
he's
out.
Dave & Buster's. He is.
He's a Dave & Buster kid?
That's right. You know what, Johnny? You might have to do you might have to film that.
I'm not playing you in Pop Shot.
Huh?
I'm not playing you in Pop Shot.
Playing who?
I'm not setting myself up for that. I do things that I'm good at.
Smart
no, not
man.
Pop Shot. Pig.
Oh.
Play the kid in Office Pig.
Game, but I'm not playing you in
Why?
Pop Shot because I saw what you did to Aaron Pate.
Poor Aaron got a shout out.
Pate, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, that's great. So what else you got going on here?
That's basically it. Like, I've been on this journey since I was 8 years old. I'm 32 years old. It's a long journey. But when I'm done, I want to be known more than just a basketball player. Like, I want to be basically the blueprint of how to come from nothing, make nothing out of something.
Tell me about your childhood.
Childhood. If you call it that, most of my childhood was spent in the gym. Like, when I talk to my friends or I talk to people outside of basketball, they be like, you don't like cartoons, you don't like cereal. I'd be like, when I was young, I didn't do none of that stuff. My dad made me train to, like, basically till I threw up. I remember days when
So your father was the one that was
My father's the one that introduced me to basketball.
Yeah.
So he's like, I didn't have a childhood like other child. I didn't play with toys. I didn't watch cartoons. I didn't do none of that fun stuff. My days consisted of in the gym, I guess he was trying to live his dream through me, but at the same time, he was helping me.
Right.
So I got to give him major props for that.
Yeah. And typically when you're young, you don't appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate it because when you're young, you like this guy always hollering at me, like pushing me, like. But now I'm happy I had somebody like that around because it made me build character. It made me get that never die attitude.
Yep. I believe every child needs to be a little bit uncomfortable.
You have to be.
A little bit uncomfortable and being pushed. I almost quit. When my father got me enrolled in the martial arts in the beginning, I didn't want to do it. I was like, I hate it. And imagine if I would have stopped. Imagine if he would have listened to me.
Yeah.
If he would have listened to me, I would not be in the position I am today.
That's right.
I am forever in debt just for that component. Forget about everything else. Just for that. He didn't listen to me. He made me uncomfortable. And that's my premises. I believe that every child, sometimes, what's good for them, they don't know at that age.
They don't.
I mean, we all kicked and cried. We don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. But you have to go to school.
You have to.
But Dustin, professional ballet dancer. If his mom wouldn't have kept him in ballet,
he wouldn't have been so good at dancing.
OG played college football.
Oh, you did? Where?
Ohio Northern University.
Okay. What position?
Wide receiver.
And believe it or not, he sets the record. He was the only player to play without a helmet throughout his whole career.
How you managed to do that? I don't know.
I'm going to tell you. Now, I never saw a game.
We were going.
I never saw a game, but I saw the after effect. I deal with the after effects. Today he made a coffee for him and I from one K-cup. He just kept the same K-cup in there and just made 2 cups of coffee.
I know I'm not the one of us. You were out there that's never done that.
One of us got 50% watered down coffee.
And it was you, I'm imagining.
It was him. Of course it was him.
Stuff happens. It was a busy day. But yeah, played some college football. Where'd you play at in college? Was it Kalamazoo?
I played in Kalamazoo Valley as a junior college, and then I transferred to Purdue Northwest.
Good for you.
Where I just was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Hey, congratulations.
That's super.
Good for you.
Super
good for you. We got to bring you back stateside.
Okay.
We're going to start a campaign here to sign Nick.
Sign Nick.
We got to come up. We got to come up with a good hashtag, Johnny. We got to come up with a good hashtag to sign Nick.
Get it going. I'm ready.
That's what we got to do. That's going to be the campaign. Detroit, stand up and get behind your boy.
Yeah, stand up.
Does Detroit have a G League team?
Yep.
Is it based out of here?
Yes.
In Detroit?
Yeah, they just moved to Detroit. Before they was in Grand Rapids. I think the first year. This is the first year they're gonna be in Detroit. They building a new building downtown, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what we can do. See if we can help you out. Nick, I appreciate you swinging by.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
From the bottom of my heart, really.
Wow. Well, it's great to have you. You're a local hero. You're a local legend. And congratulations on all your success. Now we just got to see you get into the big leagues.
Let's get it.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Signing off here, special guest Nick, the OG in the co-captain seat. Signing off. Until next time. My team, my family, my OSP, we're out.